All right, another beautiful little day. Nothing too violent, but it was a nice day up. It was gold, by the way, did better than silver. That's nice. It just takes the baton now and then. Gold's gonna end up pushing silver to its 39.5 zone, and then silver's gonna do the rest, and then gold. They're both gonna go up. I'm quite sure about that. The dollar, I haven't really shown that yet. Normally I start with that. Dollar's kind of irrelevant. Not really. It's relevant, but it doesn't really matter. I think you can have gold up with the dollar. We've seen that for a long time. We saw that recently. If dollar goes down, that'll probably help gold even more. It's just any excuse for gold to go. It's kind of irrelevant. I think it'll just go sideways and basically flush as we near the September rate hikes. Technically, it's weak. Fundamentally, it's weak. Um, the news is weak. The macro is weak. Everything is kind of weak for DXY. So I mean, only a market crash could probably send that up, which could happen, by the way, when you look at yields. Just real quick, I know we want to go to gold and silver straight away, but the yields something to just consider because long year, last time, 30 years were around here, we had serious market drops. We're pretty close. You start closing above this 495 and you start hitting 5%, even though it's kind of at descending resistance, you start closing above 5% on the 30, you get to 520 real fast. And that's the all-time high, if you know what I mean. All-time recent high. Also, look at the Japanese, they already did it. This for me is market crashing stuff. Like Japan could be the first domino to fall to create a financial crisis. I really think that this is extremely important stuff. You know, like I don't know, yen unwind trade or whatever it is, but this is market breaking stuff. So I think a lot of people are watching this, and this is the dam which is breached. I think the EU are quite close to also doing it. The French actually are quite close to that. I mean, that doesn't take long. I think their government just got disbanded or something. But I mean, the finances of Europe in general, France, all of them, almost every country in Europe is just toast. British, just as bad. The chart is even more developed. It's like a couple of weeks behind Japan, but otherwise, this is going to be new all-time highs. Britain is totally bankrupt, totally screwed that country. And this is the Liz Truss drop. Is it there or there? I forgot. But that just took out the whole government. That almost created the financial crisis till they gave in, and now we're even higher. So this will probably break. So choose your domino. But question is, what will that do to markets, gold, silver, and miners? Let's get specific. Miners, like gold could even go up on it. I can imagine that. Gold could go down, sell everything. It's just a buying opportunity. And that's how I would treat miners. If the miners go down with the markets, that's the only thing I can see taking, you know, the steam out of the miners is like a market drop, which would probably be triggered by this. Anyway, let's just get to gold and silver anyway, because we absolutely love it. Gold today closed a high of day, by the way. That's nice. Also closed above this little the 3,375 or whatever. So next stop is closing above 3,400. It'd be better if we close above the high of this candle to really confirm it. So yeah, 3,410. If you close above that, you guarantee, in my opinion, I move to 3,440 slash 50. This little like $10 zone there, which is not much actually at this level. But a close above 3,450 would guarantee us a move to 3,500. And then we go there to probably break out. I mean, you might actually go up, yeah. So as this indicates, you might, do a little go up, back and fill, but probably go straight up quite quickly, then go back down and then take it out. And meanwhile, whilst this is going on, you've got silver, which is already like gold's chart looks ready to run, but silver's chart in one day will look even better than gold's. You just need that close above 39. You close above 39, you are visiting 39.50 the next day, and you'll probably I can imagine a close at 39.50, and the next day is like, early hours. I hate to say squeeze because I don't think we're getting a squeeze, and I don't want to squeeze, but you know what I mean? Like visiting 40, coming back down to 39.50, and then starting to close 40, on a Friday, something beautiful like that. And then the next, everyone goes crazy on Saturday and Sunday reading Twitter, and then Monday it's on. It could really happen this week, like a close around 39.50, and then you got that run. Jeez, it could really happen. Gold looks great right now. it should continue higher. And I think silver has come down, retail. Like we had this nice pump here, made a new little high. We retraced. Today was a stabilization day, which has helped with gold. And now gold and silver tomorrow can move back up. And let's see. I think it looks extremely bullish. I think okay, gold looked better than silver just today, but generally silver looks like it's going to run more. It's going to take out 3950 before gold takes out 3500, obviously. And the miners are outperforming absolutely. Look at these, candles, new highs every day. The miners are outperforming the metals, the juniors or the mid tiers are outperforming the seniors. GDX, GDXJ are pretty much identical, but still. And also the resistance. It's just interesting. They're also very similar. So look at this ascending resistance, very rare. But one, two, three, fourth pivot here will coincide with a horizontal resistance. So for me, GDXJ, watch 80, almost 83, whatever this is, 82.5, let's say. I think by then that's a big move. Hey, let's get rid of this. I think it's quite a big move, but that could coincide with, yeah, 5% is just one small level. You could have a 5% move in GDXJ just based on gold, like a 3450 going towards 3500. No problem. You could even have, yeah, just 3450. You could just do it by 3450 because it was up 2% today. It's just, I love those days, where, okay, gold had a good day, but for me, I've always said this, the best days of gold just sort of sideways, minus 0.4% or plus 0.1%, just nothing, drifting, and then the miners up 2%. I used to have a couple of days like that, and you're like, the miners are up 10% whilst gold's up 1. Perfect days. And that's what we've kind of had. But now we're going to move up, it looks, in the metals, and the miners will continue. Although I may, I've completely taken out all my sells for several days, actually. I may have done one or two sells, but normally I would have sold like 20 little nibbles, little 1%, 2% out in every stock. I've removed them because I have so much cash on the sidelines. And it's not because I've done so many sells. I mean, yeah, it's contributed. I've also got lots of other stocks, by the way, that have done quite well. I just don't discuss them. They've got nothing to do with gold and silver, but some blue chips that are like destroyed, that have bounced well, or some are like uranium stocks, which I have hardly sold, but they've had a crazy run, by the way, the last couple of days, way more than gold and silver. I mean, today, for example, LEU, DNN, CCJ, they're just monsters. But anyway, also I'm sending money over constantly with salary, and basically I've got more money on the sidelines than I've ever had, but it's still just like 20% of the portfolio because the portfolio is so big. So rather than selling these miners, I'm just sort of removing the sales. I'm just going to buy the dips. I've got so much cash, I can just focus on buying the dips. But anyway, GDXJ, I think could run 5% all the way to this 82. You got this ascending resistance plus the horizontal. Uh, Also, likewise, GDX, same sort of thing. So you got this ascending resistance, 1, 2, and I expect 3, which will coincide with this horizontal resistance, quite big one here at 63.5-ish for GDX. And if we really go high, we hit I believe it's the all-time high. Yeah, that's the 2011 high. So close now. And we should be there. I mean, gold took out its 2011 high ages ago. It's almost doubled it. So I think that's the least you can expect. And I made a little trims, just one here because it's such an obvious resistance to me. And the next one, the all-time high, just on general principle. So I might just do a little 1 or 2% sell across the board. But after that, I just let it run for like a year or something. I don't know, multiple years, I think. I don't think this is going away, the fundamentals behind why commodities are so good, especially gold and silver. So that's GDX, GDXJ, mainly gold ones. SIL. All right, we took out the 2016 run. We took out well, 2020 didn't even go that high. We took it out a while ago. Actually, not that long ago, just a few days ago. One, two, three. But I mean, there's blue skies here. There's no resistance until like 60. There's something there. You can see the little gap. So, and it's a big round number. So 60, which is also similar percentage move away, I believe. Yeah, 7% kind of equals 5% from GDX because it's silver. It'll move more. I think by the time you got silver at 39, 50, 40, testing 40 or something like that, you probably got SIL here. It's going to start going a bit more parabolic. Um, I'm not going to look at 76. That's too far away. But yeah, this 60. I think that's the target. That's the next target. 7% away. I think, yeah, silver like closing above 39.50, running towards 40. Everyone's freaking out. That's got a four handle on it, and you probably got SIL right there. SILJ, and we've totally cleared very significant levels just recently. So SILJ has a very, I think it's very important, 18. Maybe others disagree, but you got this descending. Actually, on the weekly, you can see it better. You got the descending, right? And you got this horizontal. And how far away is that? 2-3%. Geez, you get that tomorrow, no problem. Yeah. Well, looks like if we're gonna have SIL going up 7%, SILJ, no, I think it will stop off at 18, but that could, yeah, that get to 19 then probably. And who knows? It is SILJ, it's the juniors. You could even do 13%. Yeah, I can imagine that. 13, 14%, whilst SIL for the seniors is doing 7. I think that makes sense. And therefore SILJ gets to its 2016 high, which SIL took ages ago. It looks really good. Closing at high of day, by the way, all the miners, gold also. So the metals, look great. It's absolutely great. It's realistically speaking, it's as good as it gets. It looks like continuation. Looking at the portfolio, Newmont closing. Yeah, also near high day. I mean, this one I've taken away all the sells. Next stop is probably around 74.50, this little level, but basically it's gonna be this one. That's the big one, 86, the all-time high, I believe. That is inevitable, but that might take well, I don't know. It depends. Could get there quite quickly. We're starting to see a big vertical move. It's very hard for me not to sell when I see these vertical moves. And it gets worse with Barrick because Barrick is extraordinary. Look at that vertical move. Do you know how hard it is for me not to sell some? I just agreed to just bite my tongue and arrest my hand so that I only buy the dips. I mean, when I see something like this, you have to take profit. And I think I did one there, like the last one, just 25.99, and that was it. But yeah, this can keep going up too. GDX wants to go up a couple percentage points. Gold wants to go test 34.50 or maybe 3,500. I mean, yeah, Barrick will just keep doing this great outperformance, more vertical move. If Barrick does keep going all the way, I'm going to take a bit of profit out. Like I said, when I see GDX get to its level, I'll just take across the board 2% out or something. But this is perfect. Close a high of day also. Agnico, close a high of day. Yeah, I mean, it's not actually today it did actually outperform Newmont and maybe even Barrick, but it's underperformed recently just because it's had the crazy run. But this one I got no sells, there's no level, it's uncharted territory every day. I just leave it. I'm just gonna leave it for a year. Just leave it, do its thing. You've totally exhausted all my cells, all my little nibbles. Pan American Silver, nice, nice and calm. This should be level 34.50. I'm not doing it. I still think we're gonna hit 39.50 in silver slash 40. And I think by the time you get to 40, you're probably at 38 in Pan America. It could start getting wild and do a bit of a Barrick move. It should. I do expect silver stocks to start going crazy. We haven't seen that, right? I've said that. Like, look, even now, Heckler, CDE, EXK is a little 1.5%, nothing too crazy. I'm looking for a plus 12% day, plus 16%. It's been a long time. I want one of those crazy days. And I think Pan American Silver, you can get that. You can get a plus 7%, plus 11% day. Otherwise, fine, we'll do it the slow way. We'll have 5 days of plus 1.5%, which is kind of what today was about. But yeah, these are the horizontal levels. I'm not touching it until it's at 38. Then I can do a little trim because that's a long-term descending resistance. Wheaton, bit different than the other charts because it went all the way up, came all the way back down, bought the dip, very nice. We will go all the way back up. I don't care about this resistance too much. Okay, I'll leave it there. Uh, yeah, 100 is not even a level. Yeah, I just think it will go all the way back up as gold climbs. No problem. I think it makes new highs before gold's at 3,500. Franco-Nevada, the other one, has got a better chart than Wheaton. Only recently, Wheaton's been outperforming, but Franco-Nevada looks better now. Just made a new all-time high, closed a high of there. Yeah, it's gonna just keep running. Still gonna make a new absolute high. But yeah, tomorrow I think up we go. Especially if we're going to cross 3,400 and start going to 3,450. This will start making its way to 200. Franco Nevada will have a two handle. Metalla continues its recent trend of just outperforming in general, everything. Actually, 7% today, wild stuff. I don't even think there was news. There could have been, but I actually don't know. Um, I'm not sure if I sold this one. I feel like I would have trimmed this one. Um, because it's quite a big level from the last one. I think the next level is up here. There I might trim again Metalla, but I've got to remember to chill out. It can really go all the way to $13. Like in a year, you could have Metalla at above 13.50, you know, make it new absolute highs, 14. So I'd feel a bit stupid. I may do a tiny trim. I don't know. It's just such an obvious level, but it'll be small stuff. But great move, right? What the hell? That's 7% today, Metalla. Amazing. I remember when it was in the dustbin down here, constantly annoying me, and now what a difference a couple of months makes. Okay, mid-tier golds. I am gold, which was underperforming a couple of weeks ago, now has done great, making new highs with GDX, even though gold has not made new highs. I think when gold's at 3,500, if we start doing 3,400, 3,450, 3,500, I am gold can go to 10, double digits, no problem. From 9 to 10, where there's a little resistance. And then you got another one at 12. Oh, I love it when I have to start adding in new levels because we're climbing. Then you got your pre-gap, and then you got your post-gap. Simple, horizontal. No need to look at MACD and RSI. It's just basic gap and horizontal levels. Keep it simple. I'm in no hurry and I got no cells, but I have to admit, if it starts running to 10, I may do a tiny cell. Can never go wrong with a tiny cell. Beautiful though, right? Just up, close at high of day. Wonderful. Equinox. Nice. That should keep going. We had recent very good news. Then it was forced down with the sector and back up to new highs. That will definitely go to $9 if gold keeps rising. Um, I've got no cells in place. Again, I might do a tiny one because it's such an obvious level. But then once it passes, I leave it. I'm not going to start selling at 950, even though that's a level. I'm done. It's just the very big moves, the very obvious levels. I'll do a little trim, but all the little mini ones, nah, I'm leaving that. That's for sure. B2 Gold, very nice. New 52-week high. Next stop here for yeah, 434.40. I remember that. Great. Sort of 2.5% in line with everything. Aris Mining is another one that had a great move, 8.5%. Don't even know if there was news actually. I thought it'd take a lot to get all the way back up, but no, it was just one amazing day, and now we're ready to make new highs. I mean, let's be honest, if gold starts to cross 3,400, go to 3,450, this is going to make new highs, and that's good because I bought this dip too. So I was a bit worried buying this dip. I thought that was bad news, but what a comeback. In the end, when the gold price goes up, we don't care about the news, and the gold price will keep going up. So I don't care about the news. That's why when I see like Fortuna down 12%, buy. I'll look at the news later, which is probably not the best way to do it, but that's just the way I'll do it. SBSW, right? That's more platinum, palladium, and all that. It's hitting its resistance. That's very good resistance. That descending line is real. 1, 2, 3 days of resistance as it hits it. But I was looking at palladium. It looks like I think is it palladium or platinum? It looks like it's forming a nice base and could actually move up. So SBSW, especially if gold and silver move up, could start breaking out of this actually. But I'm holding what I've got, no problem. All right, now the silver stocks, which were not as active as the gold stocks today, but I think tomorrow and the next day they will be. I think they're waiting for the green light of silver. First Majestic. Yeah, I really wish it was already 950, but this is just going to wait for silver's confirmation. And then off we go. We take out 950 and we take out 950 not to go to 960 or $10. That's the same thing almost. Look, you zoom out, it's just too close. It's the same thing. Like 950 is $10. Once you close above 950, you are going straight through 10. And it kind of depends what silver's doing, I guess. But I think we're just basically going to 1450. It's going to be like that barrack, candles just up, 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 up. That's what I'm hoping for in First Majestic. I got no sells on this one. I'm just waiting for a couple of weeks down the road. We're at 1450. This should be a cult stock. It should move up and it should do so with silver. Fortuna, I like it. Also waiting, but looks eager. May even start running before we're at 39.50. Looks very good. These little levels here. I think I may have some sells in place for some of these miners, but they're so small that I don't mind. But Fortuna looks good. Again, need that silver confirmation. CDE just absolutely does not need a breath. Yeah, okay, we've been there before, but today we close a high of day. It looks completely ready for 1250. You could probably do that in pre-market. That's a significant level, and it's so easy to take out given where we close today. So if we have silver going up, gold and silver up a little bit tomorrow, like 1% or something like that, CD is just gonna be probably testing 13 or something. Just, I mean, it's gonna close above this 1250 resistance. And then imagine silver starts to run $40, 41, 40, we're straight at 16, very quickly. I mean, look at these moves. And what's that? 30%, bam, 30%. Easy. Done in like 4 days, 2 days, 2 weeks, doesn't matter. Just done very quickly. Amazing returns. Heckler, also amazing. Also great close. Best close in 52 weeks. Also running before silver confirms it. Um, so it'll probably lead silver up. Yeah, this one can also do a little 20% move for sure. Little levels here on the way, so let's see what happens. I'll remove this one actually. I don't think that's as much level as I thought. Amazing, absolutely amazing. Just needs to do its thing. EXK, great. Well, great. It's been underperforming, I think, but that's a good close, right? Better close than before than every other candle before, actually. We just need to close above $6. And then that's the green light to go all the way to 680, which is over 10% move. So EXK can start running it. It needs to catch up, and it has a history of really running when it needs to. So it could even outperform CDE. Finding Max Silver. Yeah, I had my one last tiny sell, which is 23.99 today. Because it's 24 is the absolute all-time high, so might as well just trim there, and that's the last sell. And now I just let it run into the unknown, no sells, and at one point it will merge with Pan America and become my heaviest holding. I have to think about what to do when that happens. That's it. That's all the stocks. I think things are absolutely amazing. I absolutely love it. But I'm just wondering about the yields. What could that do if that takes out the markets? What's the impact on gold, silver, and the miners? And if it goes down, good. I'm just buying dips. If it goes up, great. We're very used to that. So, but otherwise, gold, silver look great. Gold looks like it's got a bit of strength now, so it could lead a bit of a charge tomorrow, which should help push silver up. But both of them are very close to levels that trigger an extra horde of energy pumping up the metals and the miners, and the miners are leading the metals. So I expect more upside tomorrow. Kind of irrelevant of the market, even the yields and the dollar. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. I love it, but I'm very tired. All right, enjoy. Good luck. See you tomorrow.